Hello everyone. So today we are going to be looking into two things. We are going energetically, if you will, to Monty shit show. There's been a couple of stories and rumors on the internet these last few days. The first one is the first reading I'm going to be doing in this two-parter is looking at how Harry and Meghan feel about the marijuana farm that's causing such a stink in Monty's shit show. Apparently, the locals are upset by the stench coming from the farm. We're going to look into that. There's also been an interview. Now, I'm not here to dispute the credibility of authenticity of this interview. Each to their own. Think what you want, do what you want. But I am going to be asking, what is the current domestic situation between Harry and Meghan? Because this interview alleges they are living separately. Now, if you are a follower of H.G. Tudor, you'll know that Meghan is a narcissist. In fact, even if you're not a follower. So if Meghan is a narcissist, yeah, and they need control of their fuel, which Harry is, in a sense, then why would she let him out of her grasp and let him go and live somewhere else? And wouldn't him not being in a domestic situation play into his whole visa issue? That's just a thought. My American friends will probably know more about that. So we are going to have a look. So I'm just thinking out loud. I am just thinking out loud with these readings. This is why I'm doing it. Now, first of all, we're going to look into the stench of Monty show before anyone says it. I wonder if it's Dozza and Harry in the back by the Chicken Inn having a few reefers, you know what I mean? Enjoying the sunshine, bacon wine and all that. Oh yeah, if you're new here, please subscribe. Everyone else, if you can share the videos about, I don't know, I'm delirious. It's all of the weed fumes on the ether. Okay, let's have a look. How do Harry and Meghan feel about this? The weed farm. Do they care, or is Harry just outside trying to like hoover up the air, like that big thing from? Can you remember the Teletubbies and had that big vacuum cleaner thing? Was it the Nunu or Nano or something? And it just like hoovered stuff up. I can imagine him like going around sniffing the fresh air. Maybe it's just Doris's stash that's causing the smell. I don't know. We'll have a look. King of Cups is in reverse. They are not celebrating this. They don't particularly like the weed farm. It's not necessarily great for business. I feel straight away when we're dealing with Harry and Meghan that the male component of the relationship has a few issues with substances. So I feel like Harry might even be getting a little bit triggered through the weed farm. Two of Swords, a decision made for them. Quick decision. Interesting. The Star in reverse. It's a little bit alien, a little bit weird. And underneath we have the Tower in reverse. There's something going on with the Harkles right now. I feel like they just don't like their name necessarily attached to being around near a weed farm. But if you buy into Meg's, oh, I'm just a cool Californian girl who wants to be so wholesome and clean cut, you know? So the fact that they did it to themselves and they think it's some type of disaster, that Tower in reverse speaks to me and says to me that they don't like it, but it's self-inflicted. They should have checked out the area better. we have the Star in reverse. So I wonder if there is going to be either Ellen or Oprah comment on this, because they're both Aquarians. However, the Star in reverse could well be like the weird kind of like energy. They want to maybe distance themselves, do that whole Aquarian kind of like, oh, what's the best way to cold shoulder to the whole issue? We shall see what's leaving the situation. 10 of Cups, they wanted to do that whole wholesome thing, happy families, look at us in Montecito. And Justice in reverse. Are they really gonna try and sue? Wheel of Fortune, there's some good luck involved in this story. And the Five of Pentacles being cast out on the outside. So they're going to try and spin this story, I feel, about the weed and their closeness to it. The Justice in reverse. Now, this is either a Libra person coming on in and causing a bit of a further stink, but that Justice card in reverse could well be them trying to do something legally or opposing something legally. So whether King of Wands, they want some good PR. If I was that weed farm, I'd be really careful with your crop, because it looks to me like there might be a crop fire. I'm just going to say that. Like somebody going out of their way to do something to this weed farm. And that's indeed what the Harkles energy seems to be suggesting. The Justice card in reverse. And the Page of Cups. So they're kind of, I feel this is more like Meg's energy. They're kind of being embarrassed being around and near the weed farm, because I feel like she goes from like, yeah, I'm just such a Californian babe, a little bit of pot's okay, have some Tigolano, all that kind of stuff, But then it goes, oh, the stench of weed, and she's like, oh my God, people think we stink and all that kind of stuff. So really, I feel like they're gonna do a very kind of like remove themselves from the accusations of Harry being a complete and utter space cadet with substances. So it's fortunate that this weed story is out. The King of Cups in reverse, the Tower underneath, it's their own doing, but they're going to try and capitalize on it somehow and make themselves look like they are poor urchin multimillionaires running from a horrible Britain, horrible royal family, blah, blah, blah. And they had to get this, like, they just had to get somewhere to live. This 11 million pound mansion or whatever it was. It's just a little fixer upper. I feel like they're going to weave that into the story. The Page of Cups. We might hear some more stuff regarding substances, messy substances, and all of that stuff about the Harkles in the coming months. Looking at UH, the Page of Cups usually is related, when I'm doing royal reads, is related to the Wales family. But I would just like to say that I feel like we're talking about Montecito, we're talking about, marijuana. It's okay. Let's have a look and see how home life is at the Harkles. Are they living together? Let's have a look. Let us see. Are they even at that mansion? Are they staying at San Ranch or whatever? Santeria Ranch. I forget what you call it. Let's have a look at Harry first. How's your home life, Harry? Tell us. Tell us. What's your home life like, pet? Eight of Cups in reverse. He wants to leave in a way, but he can't. Oh dear. The Lovers in reverse crossing over. Things are not too great. Things are not too great. The Nine of Swords in reverse. We're going to get a lot of mental health issues, a lot of talking about mental health issues. I feel some deflection and Judgment in reverse. Underneath, this could be a real tragedy because he seems to have it in his head that everything that has ever went wrong for Megxie has been his doing. So he is judging the situation badly. He feels like he should leave her to save her in that sense. The Lovers in reverse, there's definitely some issues back off that Nigeria trip that they're having. And when we see them, we usually see them what they want us to see. You have a few slips by Megxie, definitely more by Harry, because he kind of wears every emotion on his face. And I can see he's kind of had a few acting tips from Megxie because he's got this kind of glazed over look, you know. The Seven of Cups. Oh boy, you being gaslighted good. And the Ace of Pentacles, what's he hoping for? The Knight of Swords is in reverse, running on in. So there is frustration, anger, hurt, sharp words. I feel like he's very defensive. One of the things that he has an issue with is his security. With the Knight of Swords, it can relate to the uniformed services. It can relate to bodyguards, for instance, policemen. So he somehow feels like somehow getting that all back will be good for Megxie. But we have some prosperity here. So they're planning on doing a launch of something sooner rather than later. He's hoping all of his problems can go away by earning some extra cash. The Six of Cups is in reverse. So he's got a very warped view on everything that happens because this dude is love bombed, gaslit, love bombed, devalued, love bombed, gaslit, love bombed, devalued. He's confused, absolutely confused. He's kind of like taking all of this ownership that it's his fault Meghan has suffered, and he feels he really believes that everything he's made her suffer, and he blames a lot of other people, but he's like lashing out because he thinks he's done it. Oh dear. And now we have the King of Coins. So we are going to get a lot more Harry. At the minute, there's potentially something to come out about mental health. It's going to be a little bit affected. And when I mean it's affected, I would not necessarily completely believe everything that is being told. The Judgment card in reverse, he feels like he is judging himself harshly, believing that everything that has went wrong is because of him and who he is, and all Megxie's ever done is just love him. So he really feels like he's responsible for it all. And yes, he did spare and some of the interviews, and he's come across as he's done it to himself in a sense. What he's failing to comprehend in all of this is that Megxie, people dislike Megxie before Harry really showed his face. I mean, not me. I mean, I've got videos going back from 2019 saying Harry is an arc. But this dude, yeah, he's yeah, he is going to try and have a bit of a relaunch. He's going to try and be a little bit more successful. We've got the King of Coins coming up, so we might get a solo Harry gig sooner rather than later. He's definitely hoping that money and success will solve all of their problems. Ah, Harry. What a plonker. Meghan, she's done. She's impatient with it all. Things are not coming quickly enough for her. She just wants to grab everything and keep it pushing. She has had quite a lot. 8 of Wands in reverse. A lot of the puff pieces, a lot of the stuff is bearing down on that. I feel like she has been behind some puff pieces, or like getting people to frame things in certain ways. There was an article the other day about her potentially being pregnant or trying for baby number 3. And that was a puff piece. Let's see what's above the situation. 3 of Wands. She is looking out and trying to work with other people, while this and the Hermit is in reverse underneath her. She wouldn't wipe her feet on you, Harry. Really, when you get down to the minutiae of this relationship, that Hermit is a Virgo, Harry is a Virgo, it is in reverse. There's also, and I've been forewarning out this for a few years now, Doris is basically going to interject herself as much as she can do in the Harkles and around the Harkles. So Megzy has got, for when, if they ever do split up, Doris could turn around and say, oh yeah, I was there all the time and he behaved in such an unreasonable way. Poor Megzy. And Harry will blame it all on himself. Everything. 5 of Wands, she wants people fighting and arguing about her. She enjoys that. I feel like she's been fighting and arguing with Harry. 8 of Pentacles, she won't learn, nothing will work. So I feel like the scam jam venture, that's already dead in the water, is it not? What she doesn't want is any secrets coming out. She's trying to cover it. There's a lot of secrets going on. She doesn't want people to know the ins and outs of their relationship. She's being very, very secretive. There'll be NDAs for days. Of what she wants, what's surrounding. She wants glory. She wants the recognition. This is like, they are 2 very different people, just only one of them realizes it. She wants the prestige, and I feel like the whole Diana, the memory of Diana, and trying owning that memory, she wants all of the accolades, she wants all of those things, but she needs to be comfortable and in a place when A, she's got another target to move on to, and B, she thinks she can get away with some of the kind of big grandiose stuff that she will do and allege once Harry is dumped, and only then will she move on. And this is why it's so important to keep calling their nonsense out, because if her and Harry broke up, she's kind of getting what she wants. And then, as much as I would rather both of them weren't with each other, at the end of the day, I really feel like she does actually want to move on from him. And I really feel like that, at least if they're together, they can't be afflicting their nonsense on other people. I mean, how many more families? The World in reverse, she's done with him. This relationship is dead to her. She just hopes that someday someone will get the message. And the 8 of Swords. She's stuck. She can't get out of something with the relationship. There's frustrations there. And Harry's going to come out looking a bit better later this year. And she's going to be like, drats. It's going to be a surprise. He's actually going to do something that people are going to go, oh, okay. But all that does is make her more stuck with him. Now, let me get some different cards and let me just ask, are they living together? And I'll just pull a few. I'm not going to pull loads. Just give me 3. Are they living together? Let me get some cards. Let me 2 seconds, guys. I personally, from what I know of Narcs, from what I know of Meghan's energy, from reading on her since 2019, and getting a lot right. I even predicted down to the year when they would leave the royal family. I said in August 2019, I said, Harry and Meghan are planning to leave the royal family. Harry and Meghan will leave the royal family to go back to California in 2020. And guess what happened? And that was at the same time that loads of other tarot readers are like, oh my God, they're getting divorced. So I just want to know the truth, guys. I'm just like you. I just want to know the truth. I mean, I know the truth sometimes gets in the way of a good yarn, you know, but I really just want to know the truth. Are they living together? I'm going to put 3 cards on top for Meghan, 3 cards on the top for Harry. The Meghan, are they living together? 10 of Wands, burden lifted. Okay, what you? 10 of Discs, wealth. What are you? Ace of Cups, unrequited love. Well, we kind of get that. Fortune, Wheel of Fortune. Harry is lucky. The Hermit. And 6 of Cups. The Ace of Cups is unrequited love. The 6 of Cups, you know, it says pleasure here, but the 6 of Cups is like looking back onto childhood with rose-tinted glasses. That's definitely the outcome. I feel like the Hermit is here, Virgo is here. I feel like Harry is in and out of the home. I don't think he's out all of the time, but Harry is a Virgo. It is the card of the Virgo, and I do feel like Harry, the 10 of Discs, is, I feel Megzy is in a wealthy space, surrounded by her lackeys. Recollections may vary if there are any invisible children there, but she is in a property that they either rent or own, and it's well protected. He is on the outside some of the time. However, it is down to fate, he believes, whether he's in or out. I feel like there's a little tent at the bottom of the garden next to a chicken coop. I think she has him on a yo-yo. When she wants him, she brings him in. When she's sick of him, she gets rid. And it's unrequited love. She doesn't love him. And he is 6 of Cups. He's just re-traumatizing himself through his childhood again and again and again and again. And I feel like she is part of it with the Ace of Cups in reverse. She's really wanting to do that. And when she wants to channel the spirit of Diana, she'll do that as well. So there we go. That is what I feel. I don't feel like he's completely out. I don't think they're living completely separately. I do see him being in and out of the situation. And that is what the cards are literally saying. And yeah, she doesn't love him. And he's fixated on stuff from his childhood. But there we go. That is what I see in the cards. Let me know what you guys see. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate you spending some time with me on a Friday. And I will see you soon for some more readings. Take care, everyone. Bye.